text BABY to 855-616-1620. We will send you the link to WTMJcares.com. And on there, you can see the registration link. You can also have a link just to donate directly to the organization for the cause. And then there's also going to be a silent auction that is not live yet. So for people who cannot be there that day, but are interested in some of the pretty great in-kind donations that we've gotten for some auction items, that's going to be live, I think, next week. So people can also keep an eye on that. But we need to be
some of the items. Tell us about those.
I can't yet. They're secrets.
Oh, it's a secret.
It's secrets. But I think there's some signatures involved. I think there's some of our friends from the ESPN side have come through, and there's some signed collectibles. I will tease that much as far as things that you're going to be able to bid on. And so it's going to be a great day, but we do need you to register before the event. This is not something you can just show up at, and you can show up and have fun, but we need the teams to be registered before that. So if you want to register before Wednesday, the 3rd, we need you to register before then.
I know it's going to be a great event. I know this is a wonderful cause, but tell us what you think the greatest benefit is going to be for people if they participate, other than winning a bowling tournament.
I think it's just a fun day to spend a Saturday afternoon while doing good, right? As far as the overlap of having fun and knowing that you're participating in something that's going to help people in your community, it's a great way to spend an afternoon, right? It's going to be from 12 to 4. It's going to be a great time with talent that you don't get to hear on the air, but you don't necessarily always get to hang out with in person. You get to meet other members of the community. There's going to be a lot of activities outside of bowling going on. And so it's just a great day to have some fun, do some good, and really help people in need.
If you stop by, and even if you're not going to bowl, can you bring the kids? Can you bring
absolutely.
your own baby?
Yeah, my sister-in-law is coming there. She said the same thing. She goes, "Can I bring my 8-year-old?" I said, "Absolutely."
Oh, it is, again, going to be such a wonderful event. It's bowling for babies. The benefit is for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Kristen Bright, you are doing such great work on this. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for having me on.
It's 8:20 on WTMJ. We have 22 degrees. And up next, it's Tim Gibbons from the Milwaukee Business Journal with your news from the week.
Save big money on your next painting project with Menards. Get a paint that combines gorgeous color and durability. Dutch Boys Platinum Plus is a paint and primer with a protective finish that guards against scuffs, spills, and stains. Get $15 off instantly on a single qualifying purchase of $100 or more on Dutch Boy and Purdy products. Now through March 8th. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life.
At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work.
Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation.
Search AXIS Legal today.
Skylight Music Theater presents The Spitfire Grill, a heartfelt Wisconsin-born musical of redemption and second chances. This 25th anniversary production features a 5-piece band. The Spitfire Grill, February 27th through March 15th. Tickets at skylightmusictheater.org.
It's time to check in with Timothy Gibbons. He is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. There's a lot going on this week, Tim. Let's start with somebody makes snowplows. They've been pretty busy this season, haven't they?
They really have. So Douglas Dynamics is a local company that, as you said, manufactures snowplows, and forgive the pun, but they have seen a blizzard of sales. This winter obviously has been better for them, and it comes after several winters of historically low snowfalls. Frankly, snowplow manufacture has to be one of the toughest businesses because it's so far outside your control. Either it snows or it doesn't, and people have to buy your equipment or not, and I don't know what you're going to do, if it doesn't snow. So this year, the snow season hit early, particularly in their key markets in the Midwest and the Great Lakes states. So then there were ice storms, and last week, if you were watching the news, the snowfall in New York was tremendous. So just a lot of snow, and that means you need a lot of snowplows.
Oh, well, moving on. Let's talk about music, because there is a huge new music venue that's opening in the Deer District. and people are really excited.
Yeah, so that venue officially opened on Friday. It's the Landmark Credit Union Live, and it is bringing a new addition to the city's music scene. Now, as you said, a lot of people are excited. It's a fancy new facility. Their vinyl room, the VIP area, I got to tour it. I'm not fancy enough to go to a VIP room, but I can, at least look at it. That's quite a cool space. There is, as you might expect, a little bit of pushback from some established players in the local music industry. The venue has the involvement of Live Nation, which has a certain reputation in the industry, and there's some pushback from other venue operators, but it is going to make that Deer District area just a hopping place. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when you have a basketball game and a concert the same night. The bars and restaurants around that area are just going to see gangbuster business.
That is going to be amazing. And speaking of venues for entertainment, you have uncovered even more pushback on that Miller High Life Theater demolition. Tell us what's going on behind the scenes.
So now we're getting into the pushback to the pushback. And I assume as the weeks go on, we'll get pushback to the pushback to the pushback. But what's fascinating about this entire saga is how many different players are involved. You have hotel operators who say there's no need for a new hotel. You have people who support Miller High Life Theater and the particular capacity that brings to the area. You have people who just like the historic building. And then you have tourism officials who say that if we're going to capitalize as a city on the expansion of the Baird Center, we need this headquarter hotel sort of idea. So the pushback to the pushback that I referenced is now tourism officials who basically are saying people should not be losing their minds about the idea of Miller High Life being torn down and replaced with a hotel. The statements that officials with the Wisconsin Center District and with Visit Milwaukee are making are basically everybody got all freaked out over the idea of the theater being torn down and the hotel being built there, and that's just one option being looked at, and people should not fixate on that one. I will say, as some publication has written about this multiple times, the reason people maybe have fixated on it is because a rendering of a hotel where the theater was the cover of their consultant's report, and it was ranked as the highest space. But it is not a done deal, and the entire process is going to play out over coming months with a decision expected to be made around May.
We're talking with Timothy Gibbons. He is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. And we're talking about business. And what's better business these days than the healthcare industry? They are doing very, very well. And there's a Germantown manufacturer that is going to be employing a lot more people.
Yeah, MGS Healthcare Manufacturing. Probably not a household name like many of these medical manufacturing companies or healthcare manufacturing companies, but they do such important work behind the scenes, and this industry cluster really is growing here in southeast Wisconsin. So in this particular case, MGS is looking to create 300 jobs over the coming 2 years and is building out a new facility, doubling its plant. Here's the important, interesting thing to that. It's doubling the size of its facility. It just built the facility last year. So when you look at how quickly they're growing, they built a 150,000 square foot facility that started production last year, and now a second facility of 150,000 square foot is scheduled to start production in August. That growth is coming as the company supports a global pharmaceutical partner. They've not identified who it is, but obviously the GLP class of drugs is rapidly growing, but so are other areas. So that's the space that they're in.
Well, the Germantown area is certainly growing, and there's a lot more development. And related to that is another area where there's an office park. It's already there, but they're redoing it.
Yeah, so we talked about this a couple weeks ago as plans came out for the Milwaukee County Research Park. The idea is that they're trying to turn it into more of a live, work, play sort of thing, that it's not simply here's a bunch of offices and everybody goes home at night. Instead, they're looking at putting apartments there and having pickleball courts and all of those sort of things. And the interesting step on this, it's not as big of a deal as, changing zoning or something, but I think it is indicative. They're looking to change the name from Milwaukee County Research Park because who wants to live at the research park? The idea is that they want to have a little more pizzazz, a little more consumer-friendly sort of identity as it's turned into a mixed-use destination.
And then finally, Tim, Harley Davidson's coming back to Summerfest.
Harley is coming back to Summerfest. It's been a couple years. Obviously, they were involved with the festival for a long time. But about 5 years ago, under their previous CEO, they stopped that involvement, and now they're coming back. So the big sponsorship that the motorcycle manufacturer is going to be doing is all tied around the 250th anniversary celebrations happening on July 4th. Very much ties in, obviously, to Harley's brand and that sense of Americana. The motorcycle company has rolled out a 250th anniversary edition of one of its bikes, so it all dovetails nicely. One of the other kind of spin-off effects of that, though, is the Harley Homecoming event, which has been held for the past several years. So that event used to be held on milestone anniversaries. And again, under the previous leadership, it was turned into an every year sort of thing. That idea got, I don't know, some pushback from dealers, some pushback from fans even, who kind of liked the specialness of it just being a milestone event. And as part of their sponsorship of Summerfest, which is going to be a multi-year deal, Harley itself is going back to only having its own event on milestone years.
So what's the next milestone?
That is actually a good question. Our reporting has not yielded an answer to that yet. That is a question that we have out to see when the actual next milestone Harley Homecoming is going to happen. But for now, the company is very much focused on this year and on Summerfest. They're going to be sponsoring the fireworks display. There's going to be motorcycle-only parking at the event, as you might expect, and some other things they have in the works.
Well, it's great to know that the fireworks are going to be back. Tim Gibbons, editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. It is always great to have you here.
Great to talk to you as well.
A little bit of snow on the ground. 22 is our temperature right now. We're going to get up to 30 today.
You've seen us around town, volunteering, supporting events, and showing up where it matters. At Waterstone Bank, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbor. The money you deposit stays local, helping small businesses, creating jobs, and supporting home ownership. It's banking from the community for the community. Visit your local branch or WSBOnline.com to see how we're building a stronger southeastern Wisconsin, one neighbor at a time. Waterstone Bank, member FDIC.
Anybody out there like political ads? I already know your answer, and it's because a lot of them are bad. Phony dialogue with the sound effects of a diner in the background, dramatic voiceovers with scary music that changes into happy, hopeful music when the candidate being pushed is described. Whatever happened to an honest pitch from a candidate that doesn't sound like they're reading, but rather expressing their genuine passion to bring about change? Use us and we'll drive that home, and voters will believe you. Anderson-Smith.com. We will help you win in the next election.
Making a big advertising budget work? To us, that's easy. We feel that our ability to make small advertising budgets work in a big way truly demonstrates we really do know what we're doing. And that's why we should talk. We'll take your advertising budget, put it to work, and if history tells us anything, it will be the best investment in your business that you've ever made. Go to Anderson-Smith.com, email me, and I'll call you in short order. Because small or big budget, we help advertisers get better results.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Obviously, a lot of people are talking about Operation Epic Fury, the bombing of Iran early yesterday morning, and we are going to be covering that as we go through the show this morning, including talking with a Marquette professor who really knows a lot about the Mideast. We're going to talk with somebody who was from Iran, and coming up here after the news, we've got somebody who was at Mar-a-Lago on Friday night. But before we do anything else, at 8:32, we have Nazir Spencer in the WTMJ Breaking News Center. And Nazir, there was a fatal shooting yesterday.
Yes, thank you, Libby. A 47-year-old man is dead following a shooting late Saturday night. It happened around 11:30 near State Street and Vel Phillips Avenue. The victim suffered multiple gunshot wounds and was pronounced dead at the scene. Milwaukee Police Department is working to identify a suspect. The investigation is still ongoing. A 17-year-old from Milwaukee is in custody after vehicle break-ins and 2 early morning chases in New Berlin. According to the New Berlin Police Department, officers responded around 4:20 a.m. Saturday near Greenfield Avenue and Coach Light Drive for reports of vehicles being entered. When officers tried to stop a car leaving the area, the driver fled east on Greenfield Avenue before stopping after hitting tire deflation devices. As officers made the arrest, a second group of suspects fled in another vehicle, leading to a pursuit on I-94 that was later called off. No injuries were reported. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Here's your WTMJ forecast. Today, a few lake effect flurries or snow shower this morning. Otherwise, pretty cool with partly cloudy skies and a high of 30. And tonight, mostly clear with a low of 21. Right now, Milwaukee is 24 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:34.
And coming up in just 2 minutes, we talk with an individual who was at Mar-a-Lago on Friday night, just hours before the bombing in Iran began. And she tells us what the president says right after this.
Vince Vitrano here with your HVAC guy, Urban Heating and Cooling. How much longer does that furnace have? Question to ask my man Ryan. His family-owned business with his wife Ellie, based in Franklin. They serve all of southeast Wisconsin. Now, what Ryan most wants to do is help you get as much life out of that furnace that you've already got. But when you have him in for a tune-up, now he can give you an honest assessment on how much longer that older unit will hold out. Free estimate is always part of the deal, so you know it will fit your budget. Tell him Vinny sent you when you call urbanheatingandcooling.com.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
The time to start that home project is now. Get all the information you need to renovate your home during the Spring Home Improvement Showcase. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Join us as we highlight the best partners for you to improve your home, including Appliance Gallery, Comfort Awnings, Ridgetop Exteriors, and Outdoor Living Unlimited. Make your home the best it can be with the Spring Home Improvement Showcase on WTMJ.
I'm Libby Collins. Welcome back to the second half hour of Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. Okay, I don't usually do this, but if you text the word watch right now to our WTMJ talk and text line at 855-616-1620, you will have a link to our live stream. And the reason I'm asking you to switch over to the live stream is during this next segment, you're going to want to see the photos and videos that we're about to show you during this interview. So again, text the word watch to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, and you'll be able to see the photos and the videos that we're going to be talking about. The Place of Hope fundraiser took place in Palm Beach on Friday night. Why is this significant? It happened at Mar-a-Lago, and President Trump joined the attendees in the ballroom just hours before Operation Epic Fury got underway. And joining us on our WTMJ hotline is Denise Romano-Faust. She was there, and she had the opportunity to briefly speak with the president. And Denise, you and I have known each other for years, and I know this is not the first time you've been at Mar-a-Lago. Explain what that experience is like.
It's amazing. The energy when you go there, it's a beautiful venue. When you go there to an event, everybody hopes that the president will stop by. I've gone 2 times previously for Wine, Women, and Shoes, and he did stop by. But for this event, we didn't think that he would because we had heard that his plane would be arriving between 9 and 9:30 p.m. So we just didn't expect it. And so when we heard them play Proud to be an American, everybody knew that he was coming in.
How was the event?
It was absolutely incredible. From start to finish, they had a cocktail hour that was magnificent out by the pool. And then there was a plaque that Melania had written that was up on the wall talking about Place of Hope, which is an organization that helps children who are victims of trafficking. But then, you enter the ballroom, which was magnificent. They had a band playing that was incredible before the dinner started. So it was just a fantastic affair.
Well, I saw your video where everybody starts singing, I'm proud to be an American, which is almost like a theme song for him as he enters the room. And when he comes in, and again, we're talking, how many people were there?
Oh, a couple thousand.
But you were really close because your videos, you're just a couple of feet within the president.
Yeah, well, I was near the ladies' room when he walked in. So, but of course he was surrounded by Secret Service. So it wasn't possible to get, really close to him.
You were pretty close, though. Did security seem different than other times when you've been at Mar-a-Lago?
Probably because of the event that happened last week when that boy tried to assassinate him. I think that heightened security. It's always really tight, but I felt like it was extra tight on Saturday night.
We're talking with Denise Romano-Faust, who was at Mar-a-Lago just hours before the operation in Iran got underway on Friday night. What really impressed you about that night? You mentioned security seemed a little bit tighter than it usually does. Was there anything else that felt different?
I don't know about that. I mean, Kathy Lee Gifford spoke. They had a few celebrities speaking, but it's just that when that music came on, everybody was so excited because we knew that he was probably going to be walking in. But we were shocked because we just didn't think that he would have the time. And so he came in and he had his white cap on, and it was a brief visit. But the thing is, when we heard 2 hours later that, what had happened in Iran, we just couldn't believe it. We couldn't believe that he would have taken the time to come in and say hello and then go on to have that happen, to authorize the attack. I mean, it was just incredible.
So, Denise, on one of the videos that you shared, you're standing next to somebody and she asks the president a question, and I found his response really interesting.
Yes, she said, "Can't you stay a little longer?" And he said, "No, I got to get to work." And little did he know that this was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, like you said, you were so close to history at Mar-a-Lago on Friday night, and you didn't know what was going to happen, but it's great to talk to you and for you to share this story with us. Denise Romano-Faust, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome, Libby. Thank you.
And some of those videos and the pictures are just amazing. If you aren't on our live stream right now, you'll be able to see those. Isaac, I know, is going to post them on all of our social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and it'll be on the WTMJ website, where my friend, and she's a good friend, I've known her for years, Denise Romano-Faust, was at Mar-a-Lago on Friday night. She had the opportunity to talk to the president, and the most amazing thing was when the woman next to her was urging him to stay at the party. And remember, this was like at 10:30 on Friday night, and he said to her, I got to go. I got to go to work. Do we have that cut? Isaac, can we play that? Okay, I guess. Okay, you can barely hear it. But anyway, if you go to the various social medias, Isaac will have that all posted for you. And we are going to be talking more about the situation in Iran and what it means to relations with the United States. At 9, we're going to be talking with a Marquette University professor about the situation in the Mideast. And then at 9:35, we're going to be joined by an Iranian American who fled that country and what he's hearing from friends and relatives there, and again, what he feels the future for that country is going to be. It's all ahead on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. I'm Libby Collins. It's 8:43. We have 22 degrees, and coming up next, Michelle Reinen joins us to talk about those imposters who make you think they work for the government.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Ever wonder what it takes to feel truly wealthy and financially comfortable? Schwab asked Americans that question, and most said at least $2 million. But here's the thing, your number might be different. And that makes sense because your dreams, travel, retirement, and the legacy you want to leave are unique to you. That's why you need advice that's just as personal. The team at Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen and help you build a plan that fits your life. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Forward Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. The best time to plan a funeral is when you don't have to. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
You know, there's nothing like it. You get an email or a text or even a letter in the mail saying that you owe money, and it seems to come from an official government website. Well, before you respond, there are some things you need to know. And joining us is our consumer expert, Michelle Reinen from DADCAP, and you're hearing this is happening a lot in Wisconsin, Michelle.
It is. We've again been contacted by a local municipality that indicates they are being impersonated and messages are being sent to their citizens in their community. So scammers in Wisconsin have impersonated now a handful of local government entities as well as officials. They're sending emails and text messages and attempting to convince people and businesses to wire them money for fake tax bills and other fees such as building permits and zoning submissions. These are fraudulent messages. They appear convincing. They're sometimes impersonating specific individuals within the government, and they often use government logos, street addresses, and titles to convince consumers to respond.
How much are some of these bills for?
They're varying in price, but they're all in the hundreds of dollars. You know, some are just that local fee of $100, but some, because the taxes that are being owed, are in the couple of $100 to $500 range. And they have fraudulent instructions to wire money to government entity. So they're non-specific in that way. And again, they want the individuals to wire the money. So we're hopeful that these will be recognized as red flags.
All right. So if you get one of these letters or emails or texts, what should you do?
Well, delete it. But if you're at all concerned that something is legitimate, verify the contact information with your local government organizations and officials first. Pause before you take any action and take a drive down to your local government office and verify that the bill or the invoice request is legitimate before paying it.
And if you've gotten one of these emails, who should you report it to?
You can report it to Consumer Protection at DADCAP at 800-422-7128 or on our website at datcp.wi.gov.
It's 22 degrees at 8:47. We'll reach 30 degrees today for a high.
So if you're looking to install a new glass shower door, you're going to want to see selection. The more you see, the better choice you can make. And that's why our store is loaded with 20 different glass shower door options. And what sets Less's Glass apart is that you're going to have somebody close by for help who's been here for years and years to ask them questions and get reliable answers. Now, no one's going to be hounding you, but when you need an answer, you're not going to have to search around. One thing you can count on at Less's Glass is that there will always be a member of our staff here with decades of experience. And that matters, because how many times have you been at the big box home improvement store, walking around trying to find someone who can actually answer your questions? This is Stacy Sinks. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
We demand a lot of our shoulders and hands, our hips and knees, our backs and feet. They do life's heavy lifting, so we owe them the greatest attention in return. The Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network provides expert orthopedic and spine care to help you move, lift, turn, and reach with the most possible ease. Whether you have a sports-related injury or a nagging condition that just won't go away, excellence should always be an option. So we make our care available in nearby locations and offer same-day ortho and spine appointments when relief can't wait. It's how to recover quicker, prevent small concerns from becoming big ones, and solve complex issues with the expertise you can only get with academic medicine. We're given just one body, so let's tend to it, check in on it. Let's give it the greatest of care, because when it's tuned up and injury-free, we can always be pushing ahead. To learn more about our nationally recognized orthopedic and spine care, visit froedtert.com/ortho.
Beautiful and safe. Decks built to last by Outdoor Living Unlimited, Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team. For amazing ideas, go to our Outdoor Living Unlimited Instagram page. For a free estimate, go to outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests. That's WTMJ.com/contests.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
At 8:50, it's time to check in with Sandy Max with Sunday What's on Tap. And this morning, Sandy is coming to us from Bolero St. Peter's, which is near St. Louis. She's there for the PBA Pete Weber Classic, where you are the set host for the live TV broadcast. One of the busiest ladies out there with multiple jobs, Sandy. Okay, do we have Sandy there, Isaac? Okay, now we got Sandy.
Hear you now.
Yeah, you are
it was very quiet.
You are a very busy lady.
I have my moments. Yes, I am live just outside St. Louis, inside Bolero St. Peter's this afternoon. The Pete Weber Classic, part of the PBA Tour, is going to be on TV on the CW, 3 o'clock. And yes, that's Pete Weber. Who do you think you are? I am.
Wait, do you have that clip, Isaac?
Who do you think you are? I am. Bowling
Love that.
Legacy. I mean, he's total royalty. So what my job is, I get to be on the TV set, kind of like I used to do for the Milwaukee Brewers and for the Milwaukee Wave. I'm your on-set host, so I get people fired up and entertain them during the commercial breaks. And Pete will be here. It's named after him. We expect some other interesting celebrities to show up. But yeah, stepladder action, and it's going to be very exciting.
And by the way, speaking of bowling, we can't forget Kristen Bry and Bowling for Babies this Saturday. It's going to be in Menominee Falls. And, of course, you can get more information about that on our website. It's Bowling for Babies. It's a great event raising funds for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
And so bowling is just such a part of the Milwaukee and the Wisconsin culture. I think it's a great way to combine a good deed with such a good social sport.
It really is. But one of the reasons we want you here, not just to talk. My husband is a
huge bowling fan, isn't he? Is he going to be watching this afternoon?
Wait until I tell him that you've met Pete Weber. He'll have a lot of questions for you.
And this is going to be exciting. I mean, last week, Brendan Bonta, a rookie, bowled a 300 to win the championship.
Believe it or not, yeah. I saw that.
So
I saw the last frame. Yes, that was pretty interesting. All right, so other than bowling, there are other things I want to talk with you about, and one of them is something called the Actor Awards, which takes place tonight. And gee, I've never heard that before. What did it used to be, Sandy?
I would say they've rebranded. It's what used to be the SAG Awards, SAG-AFTRA, the Screen Actors Guild, the union that has all of the actors, and they rebranded it because the name of the statuette that they give out is The Actor. So, and I think people got confused of what this awards show really was. So they decided to lean into it. And also, what I also think is it's a notable effort to humanize the craft of acting, since artificial intelligence, AI, has burst into the industry, and SAG-AFTRA has been really on the front line to establish those boundaries to protect live actors from having their likeness used and losing jobs to AI. So I really think that's a big effort to have the Actor Awards. It streams live on Netflix tonight starting at 7. And, this is that award show that starts, they go to the different tables, and artists that you recognize from TV and film will say, I remember my first audition for Pippin, and I am an actor. So expect to see that lead in. But you know who else to expect to see in a tuxedo? Harrison Ford getting the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah. And he has Wisconsin connections.
He does. I talked to author Dean Robbins earlier this week on What's on Tap, and I was aware that Harrison Ford had gone to Ripon College, but it turns out he started doing acting in regional and community theater, and that's what tripped his trigger to go all the way into acting instead of woodworking.
And there's another Wisconsin connection. I bet you didn't know this. He owned a huge strip of land on North Pine Lake in Phelps, Wisconsin, just outside of Eagle River. I mean, huge. And he used to go up there for solitude. They just recently sold that property, by the way, and it's going to be condominiums. But you too could buy that. But yeah, so I mean, he had a real connection. Yeah, he had a real affection for the state. He had a real affection for the state of Wisconsin. Well, I know you're a voting member of SAG-AFTRA, and let's talk about some of the. Yeah, can you share who you voted for some of these awards tonight?
I will not. I will tell you who. I mean, it's sacred. It's somebody who they voted for any political race. That's a sacred thing. But I will tell you who I would like to have win. The Wisconsin connections. You just were talking about Harrison Ford's profound beginnings in Wisconsin for his acting career. We've got Amy Madigan for Weapons. Aunt Gladys. She is nominated as supporting actress, which she went to Marquette University and got a philosophy degree there. So I think that would be pretty cool if she won. And she won at it was a Critics' Choice or Golden Globes, and she was just over the moon. So it's exciting that she could win. And the other Wisconsin connection that I'm rooting for, I will be honest, is Kate Hudson for Best Actress for Song Sung Blue, and we're for portraying Claire Sardina.
And isn't it? Can't you now see that movie on? Is it Peacock? Did they just release it?
It is definitely streaming. I'm not sure. There are so many platforms. I'm not sure which one it is, but
I believe it is Peacock.
Okay, but yeah, I would definitely say see Song Sung Blue. And I actually got a text from another friend of mine who's a SAG member who texted me out of the blue saying, "Hey, I finally saw it, and I'm voting for her," without me campaigning for her. So yes, we have a couple of Wisconsin folks to root for, and I was digging in. And, how much do the SAG Awards, the Actor Awards now, influence the Oscars? Because if you think about it, these are all actors voting for other actors, roles that maybe they relish doing, maybe, people that they think they could have done a better job. So it's from a different perspective than the Oscars, which is, campaigning and to such an extent because it's the film companies who really want their films to do well so they can make more money and make more films. So it comes from a different perspective, kind of like from your peers. But there is a connection in the supporting actor and supporting actress categories. SAG has been a perfect predictor the last 5 years. So going all the way back for the past 5 years, if you look at that, whoever won for Best Supporting Actress in the Actor Awards tends to win for the Oscars.
Well, that should be really interesting then to see who exactly might be the front runner when we see the Oscars in 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks from tonight. Sandy, I know you've got to run because you've got a bowling tournament you've got to cover, but what are you going to be doing on What's on Tap this week when you get back to Wisconsin?
Libby, find out who wants your art made of pickles and who wants your art made of Peeps, the Easter candy. Creative uses for pickles and Peeps. That's what you'll find out. And more.
Oh, listen, I don't want to miss that. It's Sandy Maxx with What's on Tap. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's always great to talk with you, Sandy.
Thanks, Libby. Take care.
You too. Coming up after the news, new at 9, we are going to be talking with Marquette Professor of Middle East and Arabic and Cultural Studies. She's going to explain why and what the situation is in the Middle East and why Iran is such an important element there and what the relationships are between the United States and those surrounding countries. Also coming up in the next hour, we're going to be talking with a spokesperson from the Iranian American community of Wisconsin about Operation Epic Fury. It's all ahead on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
Frank Daniels, our Madison Goldsmith, has an idea.
Bring him in.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
It's great to see you, Frank. What's your idea?
It's a new company policy.
Let's hear it.
You know the world-famous Kessler's warranty?
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple. Even if you lose a diamond, including the center stone, we'll replace it. All maintenance is free forever. Yes, it really is that miraculous.
Every time I hear that warranty, it blows my mind.
I propose we have a jewelry cleaning policy that's as amazing as that warranty.
What would it say?
Bring us your jewelry and we will professionally clean it. While you wait, for free. You can come in as often as you want, and we don't care where you bought your jewelry. The only thing that matters is that you want it to look amazing again. We want that too.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I vote yes. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Frank. Your idea is now company policy.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Yes, Toradol is considered a strong pain reliever. It's one of the most potent non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs available. And absolutely, hyaluronic acid is used to treat shoulder, hip, elbow, and knee pain. It's a lubricating gel-like substance that reduces stiffness and improves mobility. It acts as a lubricant and shock absorber, reducing friction in the joint. And when we pinpoint the root of your pain, and we combine these powerful 100% FDA-approved pain relief medicines, if thousands of patient confirmations tell us anything, you're going to experience pain relief. And because of this, your quality of life increases, and you'll start living better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. There's much more to life that you've been missing because of your pain. This isn't even about taking a chance. It's about taking your first step to living pain-free. Go to rejuvenex.com to schedule your appointment so we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Call today and there's a good chance we could be seeing you tomorrow.
The rhythm is real.
Good, so we got it done. We got to keep it rolling.
And now they take it to Chicago.
Here on that transition, instead, Ousmane Dieng rips another triple, and the Bucks have jumped back in front.
The Bucks take on the Chicago Bulls in the Windy City. Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 2:30 on the home of the Bucks, News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 9 o'clock, it's 25 degrees here in Milwaukee today. Snow showers this morning, otherwise pretty cool and partly cloudy with a high of 30. And tonight, a low of 21. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Nazir Spencer. American lawmakers have been divided in their response to the joint operation against Iran. News Nation's Tom Dempsey says they're gearing up for a week of heated debate.
As far as today is concerned, we know House Democrats will be holding a Zoom call later this evening, all to talk about how the party plans to move forward with its response to these strikes that happened in the Middle East. Also expect war powers resolutions to be very much in the spotlight, with votes expected to be held in both the House and Senate.
War powers resolutions would call for congressional approval before the Trump administration conducts any more offensive strikes against Iran. A mass shooting at Buford's Beer Garden in Austin, Texas, has left at least 3 people dead and 14 others injured, says Police Chief Lisa Davis.
Officers immediately transitioned, came over East 6th to West 6th Street, and were faced with the individual with the gun, and 3 of our officers returned fire. killing the suspect.
Police say they shot and killed the male suspect. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office is pushing pause on plans to implement facial recognition technology.
Sheriff Danita Ball says the changes followed discussions with community advocates over how data could be utilized in the current national climate. The change in course follows previous plans for the department to enter into a contract with Las Vegas-based Biometrica revealed at a community advisory board meeting earlier this month. The Milwaukee Police Department previously ruled out their own plans to use the technology following concerns from the community. The announcement, however, drew criticism from the Milwaukee Police Association, which says the ban limits officers' ability to investigate violent crime. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Calling for accountability and answers after a teen was given dog food for lunch at school. State Representative Sheila Stubbs is calling for a full investigation after an autistic and nonverbal teen was given the can of dog food at Madison East High School.
As a former special ed teacher, I am appalled that this incident took place and that families and students are suffering from mistreatment from staff and do not get the response that is necessary and that is immediate.
The staffer involved has been fired, and both Madison Police and the Madison Metropolitan School District are separately investigating the incident. More overnight closures are planned later next week, this time for pavement repairs along I-94.
As we're getting out of these winter months and we get more freeze-thaw in late February and March, this is when we typically see a lot of potholes develop in that existing pavement.
The DOT's Eric Hansen explains the pavement repair is critical since those surfaces have to bear more of the load as the lanes get switched around.
We do have a lot of repair work that we're going to do to maintain that existing freeway, and that'll happen next Thursday and Friday night.
Those closures should be reopened by 5 a.m. the next morning. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:04.
In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus is led by the Spirit into the desert to prepare for his ministry. This Lent, how will we allow ourselves to be led? How will we use these weeks to let God transform our hearts and our lives? This is Archbishop Jeffrey Grob. When Easter arrives, may we find ourselves renewed, strengthened, and changed. God always takes the first step. This Lent, how will we respond? Join us at Mass, and let's walk this journey together.
The only place to get this.
Leaves for Jericho Sims, and he works right past Dennis Schroeder for another dunk.
With some of this.
Jericho Sims has been a huge, huge part of that. Granted, we haven't seen it next to Giannis now, this version of how Jericho is playing. But what the coaching staff has done now is they have surrounded him with shooters.
Get it all on Bucks Talk, your all-encompassing Milwaukee Bucks postgame show. Only heard here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
We understand it's getting harder for you to find new employees. That's why we recommend using broadcast media to our clients to help find them. And you know what? It works. For years, we've used it, and over we fill job fairs and keep a steady new flow of employees for some pretty important clients. Broadcast advertising works for employee recruitment, but with our market leverage, you'll get a lot more for your money than you'll get on your own. Anderson-Smith.com. We help businesses find new employees.
Anybody out there like political ads? I already know your answer, and it's because a lot of them are bad. Phony dialogue with the sound effects of a diner in the background, dramatic voiceovers with scary music that changes into happy, hopeful music when the candidate being pushed is described. Whatever happened to an honest pitch from a candidate that doesn't sound like they're reading, but rather expressing their genuine passion to bring about change? Use us and we'll drive that home, and voters will believe you. Anderson-Smith.com. We will help you win in the next election.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks are back at it in Chicago to face the Bulls today at 2:30. You can listen to the game right here on 620 WTMJ. Brewers lost to the Cincinnati Reds 9-7 in their spring training game. Their next matchup is against the Royals today at 2. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. If you're heading eastbound on I-94 into the downtown area, be wary of a crash near 26th Street and St. Paul Avenue. The right lane is blocked due to a crash, causing minor traffic coming into the downtown area, but it should go pretty smooth if you stay away from that right lane. Otherwise, it's looking pretty clear across the rest of the system.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Here's your WTMJ forecast today. A few lake effect flurries or a snow shower this morning. Otherwise cool with partly cloudy skies at times with a high of 30. And tonight mostly clear with a low of 21. Tomorrow mostly sunny and a high of 40. Right now in Milwaukee it is 25 degrees. I'm Nizer Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 9:07.
This is Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. And now it's time for New at 9.
Operation Epic Fury was a surprise to most of us yesterday morning. That bombing of Iran. But what exactly does it mean to relations between the United States and countries in the Mideast? Joining us on our WTMJ hotline is Marquette professor Inaya Othman. She's the director of Middle East North African Studies, as well as the director of Arabic and Cultural Studies at the university. And first of all, good morning, Professor.
Good morning.
You know, you've been doing this a long time, and just share with us, you were born in the Mideast, were you not?
Correct. I was born in Palestine, in the West Bank, El Bire town, which is now is a city in West Bank, the occupied territory of West Bank.
So you are very familiar with what goes on in the Mideast, and you've experienced it yourself. But yesterday, in his address to the country, President Trump said that Iran was the #1 state-sponsored terror. Is that an accurate assessment?
I would say that phrase is a U.S. policy designation, not an objective ranking system. It reflects geopolitical alignment. Many states, including close U.S. allies, have used force beyond their borders or supported armed actors when it served their strategic goals. So the question is how powerful states justify violence and how labels like terrorism are selectively applied. So if we apply international humanitarian law consistently, it must apply to allies as well as adversaries.
All right, so what exactly does that mean? I mean, yesterday we saw that 8-minute speech that when the president called for things like members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard to lay down their arms. He said he'd give them immunity. He said that it was the time for Iranians to seize control of their destiny and urged them to not let this moment for action pass. Do you believe that Iranians are motivated to force a regime change?
So calls for regime change from outside powers often ignores the agency of people inside the country. Political transformation rarely comes from bombing campaigns. In fact, external military pressure frequently strengthens hardline elements and narrows the space for internal dissent. So what I'm saying here, political systems can change. So the point that I'm making here that external military intervention rarely produces stable democratic transformation on its own. Durable change typically depends on internal political movement and institutional shifts without outside pressure.
With the death of the supreme leader, and I think they said something like at least 40 other leaders in Iran being killed yesterday, what sort of vacuum does that leave for the country?
This is really a great question that it is hard to predict. But when the president, like a few years ago, was killed, they re-elected a new one. So I would say it is unpredictable what will happen. And so they might like elect new leaders. And people, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, well, do you think that the people of Iran want a democratic government?
Yes, for sure they do want democratic governments. But again, what I'm saying here is like outside pressure or calls for regime change from outside powers usually does not bring democratic government. it basic. I mean, we experienced this in Iraq. We experienced this in other states that were pressured or they were triggered for regime changes. So, yeah.
We're talking with Marquette professor Inaya Othman, who's the director of Arabic and Cultural Studies. Tell us about the relationship that you think this military action will have on the U.S. and other countries in the Mideast. Is this going to help or hurt those relationships?
So this was not simply a defensive move. It was a coordinated U.S.-Israeli strike on a sovereign state. That changes the regional calculus. When powerful states normalize cross-border military action, it weakens the sovereignty norms that smaller states, and not just Iran, I'm talking about other states, that they depend on. So the risk now is a multi-front acceleration. Lebanon, Iraq, maritime routes, and the people most affected are civilians across the region. I mean, we heard the news how many civilians already being killed in what's happening for the last 2 days.
Well, obviously, Iran has been a threat to Israel for almost 50 years. Is that going to change anything between the two, do you think? Does this strike, will it make a difference between the countries of Iran and Israel? Will it have any impact on their relations, or will it make it worse?
I think it will make it worse. And this is what is happening, as you said, for the last few decades. And I think also, military action does not bring long-time peace and just peace. It actually accelerates the instability of the region.
So in your opinion, and again, you've studied this for years, you were born in Palestine, do you think that this is going to make the Mideast a less stable place? Should our troops who are there, our troops in that region, will they be at more risk?
Of course, yes, because this military action is likely to complicate U.S.-even relations in the region. Countries in the Gulf that host U.S. bases are already experiencing retaliatory pressures. When American military infrastructure sits on their soil, acceleration does not remain contained. Even if they did not initiate this conflict, they bear its consequences. That complicates both their security calculations and their domestic politics. I mean, in many Gulf states, public sentiments toward regional conflict can differ from government security priorities. Acceleration can heighten internal pressure on leadership, especially when territory becomes strategically exposed, as we see it now in few Gulf states.
Well, we saw the bombings in the UAE and specifically Abu Dhabi and in Bahrain, both countries which have been very friendly to the United States. Do you think that they might ask the United States to take their troops out of these regions, out of these states?
Again, I think it depends on internal pressures. And it depends on what will happen for the next few days, and if this if this bombing will continue, and this hopefully it will not become a regional war. Yeah.
You think there's a risk of that it could become a bigger conflict than what
Correct.
we've seen so far?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you concerned that Russia or China will take steps to help defend Iran?
I don't know. This is hard to predict, but I don't think that it will become. I mean, if Russia and China interfered in this conflict, it becomes another world war. So I mean, if they interfere, they will interfere not directly. So I don't think they will interfere in favor of Iran.
But you do think it will destabilize the Mideast even more?
Correct, yes. And that's what we are experiencing for the last few years, for the last 3 years, especially with the assault on Gaza.
Well, we want to thank Marquette professor Inaya Othman for joining us this morning and sharing her insight into this bombing yesterday and what it will mean for the region of the Mideast. Thank you so much for joining us today, Inaya.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Have a lovely day. It is 9:18 on WTMJ.
Hi, WTMJ's Sandy Max here to tell you about incredible career opportunities with my friends at Three Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman. Three Pillars is ranked best in continuing care, assisted and independent living, and it's a certified great place to work. They're hiring caregivers within their assisted living and memory care communities. Full and part-time day or evening shifts starting at $20 per hour, and you could get more based on experience and shifts. The best part, you'll make a difference in the lives of others every day. Go to threepillars.org and click on the Careers tab to learn more.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Yeah, Debbie, this is Dan. South of K, there's a car fire in the southbound lane closing off 3 lanes.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Hey, Debbie, just calling in. There's 2 separate accidents, 94 westbound.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
There was an accident. There's already 4 cops there and an ambulance.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
It's 9:20 on WTMJ, 22 degrees. We're going to get up to 30 today. Coming up after the news at 9:35, we're going to be talking with a spokesperson of the Iranian American community of Wisconsin, find out what he thinks about Operation Epic Fury.
It's WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. If you're looking for expert care without that cold clinical vibe, Sweet Talks is where beauty, wellness, and self-confidence comes together in such a fun, welcoming space. Sweet Talks offers injectables, advanced skin treatments, even wellness services like weight loss or hormone optimization. Sweet Talks provides a comprehensive consultation designed just for you. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
So if you're looking to install a new glass shower door, you're going to want to see selection. The more you see, the better choice you can make. And that's why our store is loaded with 20 different glass shower door options. And what sets Less's Glass apart is that you're going to have somebody close by for help who's been here for years and years to ask them questions and get reliable answers. Now, no one's going to be hounding you, but when you need an answer, you're not going to have to search around. One thing you can count on at Less's Glass is that there will always be a member of our staff here with decades of experience. And that matters, because how many times have you been at the big box home improvement store, walking around trying to find someone who can actually answer your questions? This is Stacy Sinks. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
The following is a paid presentation. Advice and opinions expressed during the Sunday Sip are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
I'm Vince Petrano, and this is the Sunday Sip, and it's an important one. It is tax season, and we want to set you up for success. Joining us today is CPA and founder of the Neal Group, John Neal. Great to see you again, John.
Thanks, Vince.
It must be tax season. Here we are.
Yep.
So let me ask you this. Every year we talk about changes in the tax code. There are tweaks and adjustments that are made. So things always change. It feels like there's more change this year. Is that accurate?
Yes. With the One Big Beautiful Bill, quite a few changes.
So let's get into that a little bit. The One Big Beautiful Bill changed a lot of things for tax filers, whether we're talking about individuals or businesses. You want to run through a few things? Let's start with individuals. What's new for people filing on their own or jointly?
Sure. Number one, the tax brackets or tax rates that were in effect are now made permanent. So the top bracket is 37%. There's some other things that the politicians promised back in the summer when they were running for office about no tax on Social Security, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. That's not true, but they do have some modifications to that. So, for instance, people who get overtime, you can deduct up to $12,500 of overtime.
Okay.
Tips, you can deduct $25,000 tips with income phase-outs naturally.
Sure.
And then for people over 65, there's a $6,000 deduction on top of the standard deduction, even if you don't collect Social Security.
Okay.
So Social Security is still taxable, despite what the politicians promised.
So look at what it actually says in the form versus what you think you thought you might have been promised. Right. John Neal is with us, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. Let's talk about businesses. What's new for them?
Yeah, a big thing is the ability to write off equipment purchases. There's a thing called bonus depreciation. Now you can write off 100% of purchases up to like $2.5 million in the year of purchase. So that's the big thing for businesses.
John, some of these things sound really complex. It makes my head spin. For folks who might be considering filing on their own versus consulting an expert such as someone like yourself, what is it that you can provide and why you recommend people get your advice?
Well, we provide clarity on the law, I guess, is the biggest thing. And we look for things that they might not think of. People having side businesses or just starting their own business because they got downsized. What's deductible, what's not deductible, we can help them with that.
What do you see in terms of processing time? So for folks who file today, when are they going to start to see those returns?
The IRS is saying that this year is going to be slower, mainly due to verification of income and identity. There's been a lot of identity theft going on. And so you may get a notice saying, hey, you reported X on W-2 wages. We want a copy of your W-2 to verify.
And you'll know if that's additional information that they need from you?
Yeah.
Right. John Neal is with us from the Neal Group. We're talking about your taxes. We want you to be successful. We want you to get as much money back as you are entitled. Do you find folks that come to you after any number of years maybe have left money on the table over recent years? Because they haven't taken the deductions, the things that you're talking about, they didn't know what to look for, what to ask for?
Yeah. We amend returns every so often because somebody had a mortgage and they didn't think they could itemize, and lo and behold, it put them over the limit.
On the flip side of that, John, there are folks who may either knowingly or unknowingly be delinquent in some degree on their taxes. I love the work that you do with those folks to get them back in and to get them right with the IRS. Talk me through that process a little bit.
Yeah. When we sit down, sometimes we have a big box of Kleenex in the meeting room. We understand that life happens, and we want you to get back into the system, if you will, get legal. The IRS has certain parameters of how many years of returns you have to file if you haven't filed.
Okay.
And we also act as a buffer between you and the IRS so that they are not seizing your bank account, levying your wages, going to take your house or anything like that. We can speak their language and help you get something that's workable for you.
Well, if you're my advocate then, right, and you're out there and working with the IRS, do you find then the IRS, kind of what you're describing, is like, okay, we know this is in good hands, we know we're going to get right here, as opposed to, boy, that would be a lot to shoulder for any individual?
Yes. We've talked down IRS agents who are, I want it today, and it's like, hang on a second.
John Neal is with us. I love your slogan there at the Neal Group, John. You earned it. We help you keep it. I know you take that to heart and you enjoy helping people keep more of their hard-earned money.
Yes, very much.
Well, it is that time of year, and if you want to get in touch with John at the Neal Group, you can do so online. It's nealgroup.net. That's Neal Group.net. John, great to see you.
Thanks.
I'm Vince Vitrano, and this is the Sunday Sip.
It's 22 degrees at 9:28 on WTMJ.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, and they offer early memory loss classes to help you. They specialize in this area. It's kindness at the core, locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. It's compassion, it's empathy. It's Wisconsin-based and family-owned, always welcoming people to come tour and welcome their new residents. I've seen their places. They're top-notch. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Happy New Year. Hopefully you enjoyed the holidays and spent time relaxing. Now it's tax time. I know. It's not the most wonderful time of the year, wondering if you are getting a refund or money to the IRS or to the state, waiting for all the forms to come and wondering what is deductible. Control the situation instead of letting it control you. Let us help you understand all the new tax laws, how they affect you, and how to take advantage of them. Last year, we helped Janet and Norm go from owing $43,000 to getting a $500 refund. We can help you too. The first meeting is free. Call now, 414-325-2040, or visit nealgroup.net. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
Point taken with Scafidi and Bride.
I think there's generally a lot of discontent among voters on a lot of different issues. Economy, we've talked about healthcare. We probably haven't spent enough time on healthcare in the last month or so.
Do you want someone who's a quote-unquote fighter and is very anti-Trump and his policy, very anti some of the policies that have been in place for a majority Republican legislature, or is it someone who can compromise?
People like when you go to their town and you listen to them.
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ.
We're coming up to 9:30, and we have Nazir Spencer in the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Nazir, terrible fatal shooting last night, not far from downtown.
Yes, thank you, Libby. A 47-year-old man is dead following a shooting late Saturday night. It happened around 11:30 near State Street and Bell Phillips Avenue. The victim suffered multiple gunshot wounds and was pronounced dead at the scene. Milwaukee Police Department is working to identify a suspect, and the investigation is ongoing. Another shooting involving a 15-year-old on Saturday night. He was hospitalized, according to the Milwaukee Police Department. It happened around 8:48 p.m. near North 21st and West Cherry Street. The teen suffered non-life-threatening gunshot wounds and was taken to a local hospital. Milwaukee Police is working to identify a suspect as well in this case, and the investigation is ongoing. A 17-year-old from Milwaukee is in custody after vehicle break-ins and 2 early morning chases in New Berlin. According to the New Berlin Police Department, officers responded around 4:20 a.m. Saturday near Greenfield Avenue and Coachlight Drive for reports of vehicles being entered. When officers tried to stop a car leaving the area, the driver fled east on Greenfield Avenue before stopping after hitting tire deflation devices. As officers made the arrest, a second group of suspects fled in another vehicle, leading to a pursuit on I-94 that was later called off. No injuries were reported. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic, a few disabled vehicles near the Pleasant Prairie area if you're heading north on I-94, and one on I-41 southbound near Pleasant Prairie area in the Kenosha area. Otherwise, it's looking pretty clear across the rest of the system.
Traffic is sponsored by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Whatever the weather, visit WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The legendary Island Green at TPC Sawgrass. Visit Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center today for a cash prize two-man scramble tournament. Play where the players play on their spacious state-of-the-art simulators. Must play in March.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, a few lake effect flurries or a snow shower possible this morning. Otherwise cool with partly cloudy skies and a high of 30. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 21. Monday, mostly sunny with a high of 40. Tuesday, rain mainly in the morning, high of 43. Wednesday, mostly cloudy with a chance of rain and a high of 42. And Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 45. Right now in Madison, it is 21. In Green Bay, 19. In Waukesha, 25. And in Milwaukee, 26 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 9:32.
Thanks a lot, Nazir. And coming up in 2 minutes, we're going to be talking with a spokesperson for the Iranian American community of Wisconsin and get his reaction to Operation Epic Fury. It's all ahead on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus is led by the Spirit into the desert to prepare for his ministry. This Lent, how will we allow ourselves to be led? How will we use these weeks to let God transform our hearts and our lives? This is Archbishop Jeffrey Grob. When Easter arrives, may we find ourselves renewed, strengthened, and changed. God always takes the first step. This Lent, how will we respond? Join us at Mass, and let's walk this journey together.
Analyzing the news from the perspective of those in the field. Hey, it's WTMJ's Adam Roberts. Join me every Sunday at 10 for Reporter's Notebook, where we take a deeper dive behind the biggest stories of the past week, told from the perspective of the reporters, anchors, and news directors making decisions behind the scenes and covering the stories you hear every single day.
Bringing you the story behind the story. It's Reporter's Notebook, Sunday mornings at 10 on WTMJ.
And welcome back to the final half hour of Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. I'm Libby Collins, and we've been talking about Operation Epic Fury quite a bit this morning and the impact it's going to have on Iran and also the people who are here in the United States who have fled that country. And joining us is Ali Sultani. He is a spokesperson for the Iranian American community of Wisconsin. And Ali, you left the country of your birth back in the 70s. Why did you leave then?
Good morning. Yes, I left because that was right before the 1979 revolution. I was going to university there, and at that time there were a lot of demonstrations in the college, and I just left to continue my education in the United States.
Did you see that coming? Was there any indication that there was that kind of unrest?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. It was. We were. Again, I was going to one of the top universities in Tehran, it's a technical school, Sharif University, and there were in a matter of 2 years I was there. I only passed 25 credits because of demonstrations, because of the riots, and because of the cancellation of classes and all that. So, it was again. I left because of that, because the situation was in turmoil.
Now, you still have friends and family in Iran. What have they been sharing with you about the situation there over the last several months?
Well, as you know, I mean, with the technology right now and the way communication is, it's like talking to your person next to you. You know, WhatsApp, Telegram, and Instagram and all these applications. We talk all the time. Unfortunately, the last couple of days, obviously the internet has been cut off, so I haven't been able to contact them. But the situation in Iran is very dire. I mean, we are dealing with a regime that's been in power for 47 years, and they have not hesitated to use power to suppress people. They started actually in 1979 when they took over. There was a period of about a year and a half, almost 2 years of relative freedom. And after that, they started in 1981 and 81, they started clamping down on people. In 1987, they had a massacre of 30,000 political prisoners. They killed 30,000 political prisoners. And since then, they have just been suppressing people. And we have seen in the last few years, you've remember the Mahsa revolution a few years ago, in I believe it was 2022. And then now this recent crackdown that we saw, they killed thousands of people in the streets, arrested more than 50,000 people. They're doing these summary executions and all that. So we're dealing with a very theocratic, religious, backward kind of regime that's willing to do anything to stay in power.
We're talking with Ali Soltani. He's a spokesperson for the Iranian American community of Wisconsin. All right, with your connections to the people of Iran, and with hearing that the supreme leader was killed yesterday, along with about 40 of the top leaders of the country, do you think that it is possible for the people you know, the real people of Iran, to have the ability to force a regime change?
Absolutely, absolutely. I also support the Mariam Rajavi, which is a leader of the National Council of Resistance of Iran. These are the people that actually revealed the existence of Iran's clandestine nuclear program in 2002, the Natanz, Iraq, and other missile program that they had. And they have had extensive connections inside Iran. Actually, Mariam Rajavi just declared the start of a provisional government, which its goal is to transfer sovereignty to the people of Iran within 6 months. And it follows her 10-point plan for the future of Iran: freedom of parties, assemblies, abolition of death penalty, separation of church and state, complete gender equality, modern legal system, market economy, and finally, non-nuclear Iran. They are capable. We have resistance groups inside Iran fighting. Actually, 3 or 4 days, 2 days before this happened, it was last Sunday, I believe, before the U.S. attacked the compound that Khamenei and all his thugs were there. They actually attacked 250 members of the resistance movement, attacked his compound. 100 of them were killed of the resistance units, and 150 that were on the perimeter, they returned back to their bases. So there is a resistance. There are people that are fighting this regime, and they have been doing that for the last 47 years. So, yes, the future of Iran is very bright. The United States and the help that they have destroyed the top leadership, and as long as the United States and Israel basically destroy the suppressive forces of the Iranian regime, that would help, obviously, the Iranian resistance, the Iranian people.
Yesterday, President Trump, in his speech, asked or said to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, lay down your arms. And if you do, you'll be treated fairly and be given certainly a sense of safety. Do you think that the individuals who are part of the IRG, will they be willing to do that? Are they willing to give up their power?
Well, it's a good question, because obviously we just saw that they just formed a new, I think they selected a new leader. These are ideological people. These are the people that actually created Hezbollah in Lebanon. They have Hashd al-Shaabi in Iraq. They have the Houthis in Yemen. They have people in Iraq. In Palestine or the Gaza Strip, and they have supported these people with money, weapons, and all that. So they are ideological. And I don't think the top leadership is going to stand down. But at some point, we're hoping that the lower ranks will, submit to the people and surrender.
Are you optimistic for the future of Iran?
Absolutely, absolutely. As I said, there is an organized opposition inside Iran. They're fighting, and we have the actual support of the majority of U.S. Senate and Congress. The MEK has the support along the parliamentarians around the world. Most of the parliaments in Europe support us. And inside Iran, again, there's an organized opposition. So they are able. What we don't want, actually, from the international community and the United States is to create another Ahmad Chalabi, what they tried to do in Iraq. We want the Iranian people to let the Iranian people, choose their own system of government and their future and allow that happen. We know what happened in 1953 with the coup d'etat, that Shah was brought back and the nationally elected Mossadegh was overthrown by United States and England. And we know what happened to that. And Khomeini is actually the result of what Shah did, because the Shah, he suppressed all the opposition, progressive opposition forces, tortured them, put them in jail, and then allowed these theocracy and the mullahs to actually, he supported them. He financially supported them. He increased their religious centers. So in the absence of a really democratic system, these mullahs were the only ones that had organizational, people and all that stuff around, so they took power. We don't want a repeat of that.
You have been exiled from the country of your birth now for 47 years. It's been dangerous for any Iranian American to return to that country. Do you look forward to a time when you can go back?
Oh, absolutely. I've been dreaming of that since when I came here. I haven't been able to go back, obviously, because of political activism, but absolutely. I was just telling my friend yesterday, we were texting back and forth, and I said I'm retiring in a couple of months. I work at Allen Bradley Rockwell here in Mequon, and I told him after 32 years I'm retiring, and what a great gift would be for me to be able to go back home after that. So, yeah, absolutely.
We pray that you'll have that in your future. Ali Soltani, spokesperson of the Iranian American community of Wisconsin. Hope to join you again. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's 9:45 on WTMJ.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert with my son David, president of Accunet. David, we're pre-approving a lot of home shoppers this time of year. Why should someone choose Accunet for their pre-approval?
Dad, getting pre-approved with just any lender is like showing up to a first date in sweatpants. Sure, you're there, but are you really ready to impress? Our rock-solid pre-approval is like showing up in your best outfit with reservations already made. We also have an excellent reputation among real estate agents, so having Accunet's name on your pre-approval can make the difference.
What else?
In addition to clearly stating we verified your credit, income, and down payment, we'll also run the specific home you're looking to buy through our underwriting software to see if we can approve your loan without an appraisal, which sellers and their agents absolutely love. Bottom line, we do everything possible to help you win.
Thanks, David. Don't settle for anything less. Get started with your rock-solid pre-approval by clicking on the blue button today at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Augustin Hadalick returns to the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra March 6th and 7th as soloist in Mendelssohn's soulful and fiery violin concerto. Don't miss this opportunity to hear one of the most celebrated artists of our time as he teams up with music director Ken David Mazur for an unforgettable concert experience filled with gorgeous melodies. Call the box office now to reserve your best seats at 414-291-7605 or online at mso.org. These concerts will also feature the mighty and romantic Symphony No. 3 by Johannes Brahms, as well as a self-described companion work to the Brahms Third by Detlev Glanert. It's a program of audience favorites that is sure to feature some of the most inspired music making you've ever heard. Don't miss Hadalick and Brahms at the MSO March 6th and 7th only. Visit MSO.org for tickets and more information or call 414-291-7605.
It's going to be mostly clear today. We're going to get up to about 30 degrees. Then tomorrow looks sunny and 40. Tuesday, we've got some rain in the morning, 43 for a high. Wednesday looks mostly cloudy, a chance of rain, 42 for a high. Thursday, we warm up to 45 under partly cloudy skies. It's 22 at 9:47 on WTMJ. Milwaukee entrepreneur Lisa Praber attributes much of her business success to thinking outside the box. She told me how her independent attitude applies to her personal life as well.
Okay, so now you're down to two guys. So tell us about the two guys.
One was Raj. He was from a long line of doctors. The other was Eric, who liked barbecue and animals. And in Eric's baby pictures, one of his baby pictures, he was wearing a Packer shirt. So
Was he from Wisconsin?
Well, it was Seattle Sperm Bank, so I don't know. But I'm a diehard Packer fan, so I figured that at least would put some Packer fan blood into the sperm, so it would increase their chances of being a Packer fan. So what I did was I threw a raging sperm party for 100 of my closest friends.
All right, hold on. You threw what kind of a party?
A sperm party.
Well, after having two children as a single woman through IVF, Milwaukee entrepreneur Lisa Praber explained an even more surprising decision.
So now you've got the two boys. One kid's a lot, but you have two, and especially two boys. That's really a handful.
It's probably just as hard as it is to be in a relationship, or maybe it's easier. I mean, I make all the decisions. I don't have any animosity or stress or anger or expectations of anyone else. I just handle it. I don't necessarily feel like I have a disadvantage for parenting. I thrive. And I had a different kind of mom guilt that I had these babies so easily and by myself. And I watch a lot of moms out there really struggling with fertility. And I felt so guilty that I was able to do this so easy and had such easy pregnancies that when Vince turned a year, I decided I wanted to surrogate for a family as well.
Lisa Praber is a successful entrepreneur. She has a Milwaukee-based sales marketing firm. She's a partner in a downtown hotspot called Your Office. And she's now the author of a book called Mama Cow. Lisa talks with me about her decision to become a single mother through IVF and why she chose to surrogate a baby for another couple. It's all this morning at 11 o'clock on WTMJ Conversations. You don't want to miss that. It's 9:50. Just want to share this with you. Earlier this morning, we talked with Denise Romano Faust. She was at Mar-a-Lago on Friday night, just hours before Operation Epic Fury took place. We have her videos. We have pictures of her at Mar-a-Lago, and also what the president said to her when the people at the party asked the president to stick around just a little while longer. And you can check that out. It's on our website now. Isaac just told me you've got it on WTMJ.com if you go to the Wisconsin Weekend Morning News page. And also, we're sharing that on Facebook and all the other social media. You'll want to check out those photos and also watch the videos of President Trump at Mar-a-Lago just a few hours before that bombing in Iran. It's all here on WTMJ.
Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. As the days get longer and Wisconsin weather shifts, it's a good time to check your home's comfort. If your house felt drafty this winter, it may be time for an upgrade. Hometown offers energy-efficient windows and doors from Bella, Marvin, Anderson, and more. All on display in their New Berlin showroom, all installed by Hometown employee carpenters. Wood, vinyl, or Fibrex, they have options for every budget. Call my friends today at Hometown Windows and Doors. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
My doctor told me my blood pressure is borderline. I figured I could worry about it or do something about it. So I took control with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula. It works safely and naturally to help maintain healthy blood pressure with a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals. And it's odor-free. I'm taking charge with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Outdoor Living Unlimited has become Wisconsin's top TimberTech decking installer by building decks the right way and the safe way. Imagine a design for your backyard that includes an amazing new deck, railing, and stairs. Want to add other features? Outdoor Living Unlimited can do that too. Free estimates and ideas. Start the process by going to OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. The following is a paid presentation. Advice and opinions expressed during the Sunday Sip are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Welcome to the Sunday Sip. I'm your host, Julia Fellow. Good morning to all of you. This message for parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles. If you're looking for a way to save money with a growing family, have I got the place for you. Imagine more than 50,000 square feet full of gently used, safety check children's toys, books, clothing, going all the way up to the teens at 50 to 90% off the retail price. It will soon be a reality for you to see, thanks to Just Between Friends Milwaukee County. Thursday, March 5th through Sunday, March 8th at Wisconsin State Fair Park's Expo Center. Learn more at milwaukeecounty.jbfsale.com. And joining us now is one of the owners, Julie Pergandy, with Just Between Friends Milwaukee County. Julie, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, it is incredible. We also have little Maverick with us, too. How old is he?
He is 2. He'll be 3 next month.
Your grandson.
Yeah, my
He's so
youngest
cute.
grandson.
I love it. So when you first walked into JBF, ever, how long ago was that, and what was your impression?
It was when my daughter was pregnant with my grandson, who's going to be 15 years old in May. And they didn't have a lot of money at the time, and so it was a great opportunity. We had heard about JBF through a friend. It was a great opportunity for her to be able to stretch her dollar a little bit farther and be able to get all the supplies she needed for her son. So baby items, clothing, toys, everything, it's expensive. So especially when you're starting out as a new parent, you need all those things. And JBF is definitely the place to go. 50 to 90% off.
I know.
Retail value.
And when you walk in, you can't believe how many different duplicates there are of the same thing.
Yes. So all of our consigners are local families, and they're getting rid of the things that their children have outgrown. And so it is an opportunity for the next family to benefit. There can be 10 of the same item, and they all price it differently and different conditions and stuff like that. It's really key to, some people come twice. They'll come on our full price day and then they'll come at half price day. So it's awesome. It's just a great opportunity for everybody.
Oh, I know. And what I love is that everything is safety checked.
Yes, it is.
Even the bottoms of the shoes aren't worn.
Yeah.
That everything is like new.
Very much so. We safety check everything. We check for recalls. We have an individual that's very knowledgeable that goes through everything. Car seats have expiration dates, so we don't sell anything that has less than a year left on its life.
One of the most popular strollers, right?
Oh, definitely. We had a situation last fall, and a mom came to me and she said, "Do you know how this stroller collapses?" And I'm sorry, my daughters will know I'm not an expert at this. And she had a very, very tiny baby with her, and I got on my phone to look up how to collapse it, and I was kind of shocked, and I said, "Do you realize this is a $1,000 stroller?" And she's like, "No." And I said, yeah, and the price tag is $35, but it happened to be half off day.
Wow.
And the tag was not marked with a star, which indicates that it stays full price, full sale. So this lady got a $1,000 stroller for $17.50. She was very, very happy.
That's not unusual.
Not unusual at all.
Seriously. I mean, people are getting sports items, Giannis little jerseys.
Yes.
For not that much money.
And we added a sports section, a clothing sports section this year. We're taking all the local sports, Brewers, Bucks, Packers, Wisconsin, and we're putting it all in one section so you can see all, your team logos and stuff. So we added that this year.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's go through each day. Let's start with Thursday, March 5th. That is the pre-sale day. So you do need a ticket, right?
Yes, you do need a ticket. Some are paid tickets to get the first look at everything. And then we do offer free tickets for first-time parents, grandparents, hometown heroes, teachers, daycare directors, and that's in 4 to 9. And that's your first look at everything. And you just go on MilwaukeeCounty.jbfsale.com and click on Get Tickets.
Okay, Friday. This is a really good day, and tell us why.
Friday is our free day.
Yes.
You get your free ticket online. It's free to get in. Saturday is also our free day.
Yes.
Until 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
With a ticket. So you go to MilwaukeeCounty.jbfsale.com.
Correct. Saturday night, we have our half-price pre-sale, which is a $5 ticket online. And that gets you the first look at everything that goes half off. If the ticket has a star on it, it stays full price for the wholesale. But if it doesn't have a star on it, it goes half price.
And then the final day is Sunday. That's a big day.
Yeah. Your last chance to get all the items, and that's free ticket online. Again, everything without a star on the price tag goes half off.
Just go to MilwaukeeCounty.jbfsale.com. What is your favorite part of being an owner of Just Between Friends?
The people and helping the people, and that's why we got involved in it. I love the workers. They're committed. They have years of experience with JBF. I've watched their kids grow, and they're just so committed to helping everybody. And it's an awesome, awesome thing. I wish I had it when I had my little ones.
That's what everyone says. I wish I knew about this sooner.
Yep.
So make sure that you go. Take some friends. It's a community event. Just Between Friends, Milwaukee County. Thursday, March 5th through Sunday, March 8th. Take advantage of those free days. All day Friday, Saturday 9 to 3, and all day Sunday, March 8th, at Wisconsin State Fair Park's Expo Center. Learn more, get tickets at MilwaukeeCounty.jbfsale.com. That's MilwaukeeCounty.jbfsale.com. Julie Pergandy, thank you so much, and Maverick.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'm Libby Collins. Thanks for joining us today. Right after the news, it's going to be Adam Roberts with Reporter's Notebook. And also, check out our website to hear that interview that I did with the woman who was at Mar-a-Lago on Friday night talking with President Trump just hours before the bombing. It's also on our social media. And I'll be back at 11 o'clock with WTMJ Conversations, what it's like to be a surrogate mother.
Save big money on all your projects at Menards. Bring